Look, I know you're eager to get in the 360 photo booth business, and I get it. You've seen all the videos on social media, or you've been at an event and seen a 360 photo booth and thought to yourself, I can make a lot of money with this. While that may be true, before you spend all your hard-earned money and invest in this business, I think there's a few things that you should know. But before we get into that, if you're new to my channel, my name is Andre and I currently own 3 photo booths, 2 360 photo booths and 1 iPad photo booth, and I'll be helping you with your photo booth journey. Now, if that's of interest to you, go ahead and smash the subscribe button. Make sure you like the video and leave a comment if you found this video helpful. Okay, now let's get into the video. Now, the first thing you want to consider is transportation. How are you going to get the photo booth to the events? For me, my first photo booth was 40 inches, way too big for my car. It's very heavy. I did not even realize it wouldn't be able to fit in my car. So what I had to do was install a hitch on the back of my car, and I had to rent a U-Haul every time I had an event, which just added to the amount of work that I had to do to prepare for an event. If you don't have an SUV or a pickup truck and you don't want the hassle of having to rent a U-Haul every time to transport your 360 photo booth, then you can get a smaller photo booth. You can get the one that holds up to 3 people that can fit in most cars. But definitely, before you invest in the 360 photo booth business, make sure you know how you're going to transport it. Now, the second thing to consider is that this is a lot of work. There's manual labor involved and there's a lot of preparation that goes into each event. Before the event, you have to make sure that all your batteries are charged and your event is created in TouchPics, as well as your overlay and your song of choice. And then on the day of the event, you are packing up all of your equipment into your vehicle and then drive into the event. You will unpack all your equipment and set it up where the event space is, and then for the duration of the event, you'll be standing on your feet interacting with the guests. At the end of the event, you'll be breaking down the system and then packing it into the vehicle where you drive back to your home or wherever your equipment is being stored. It's a lot of work again, but it's fun and it's better to know what you're getting yourself into beforehand. So definitely want to consider the amount of work that you'll be putting into your business. Now, I recommend you keep watching the video because some of these points actually tie in together. You definitely want to consider the fact that your 360 photo booth might eventually get damaged because people like to step off the platform before the arm stops spinning. It has happened to me quite a number of times where people step off the platform and hit the arm, which is not going to cause any immediate damage to your equipment, but over time, the more it happens, it's going to damage your motor and you might have to replace the motor. So there is a potential that your 360 photo booth might get damaged, but of course it is not inevitable, but the potential is there. Also, I've seen a lot of other YouTubers talk about the 360 photo booth not being a good investment because there's a lot of moving parts and eventually it's going to need replacing, which to me, that doesn't really bother me because the business has been good to me, so there's no reason why I can't be good to my business. So if it eventually needs parts, then I am more than happy to replace it, and both of my photo booths are under warranty, so if something happens to it, the manufacturer will fix it as long as it's in warranty. But it's definitely something to think about, that you might have to eventually replace your parts. Now, you also need to consider that some venues require insurance, even though it's not something that is requested often. Given all the points that I've stated before about your 360 photo booth being damaged, you definitely want to insure your 360 photo booth. You definitely want to insure your business. This is something to consider because this is another monthly expense for your business. Now, this one you definitely need to know, but before I tell you, make sure you smash the like button. The most popular software for the 360 photo booth is called TouchPics, and TouchPics it's expensive. The subscription is $50 for 1 week, $140 for 1 month, and $1,000 for a year. Now, what I did when I just started out, I would have an event, I just paid for the week $50 and then I'd cancel it. So you pay through your Apple Store or your Google Play Store, you pay for it there. You can pay for 1 week and then cancel it. Just be smart with it. If you have one event for a month, obviously you're not gonna pay for the monthly subscription, you would pay for the week. But if you start having multiple events in a month, then you would get the monthly subscription. And if you're having a lot of events booked for the months coming, then you could go ahead and just get the yearly subscription. I haven't gotten the yearly as yet. I've only done the monthly and the weekly because that's tailored to my needs. But again, this is definitely something to consider because again, it's another business expense. And the last thing to consider is that you might have to invest in advertising to get bookings. I've had a lot of 360 photo booth companies reach out to me, basically telling me that they're struggling to get bookings and asking me how I've done it, how I've gotten so many bookings. And the truth is, posting on social media is very important. Posting on all social medias and networking is very important as well. Reaching out to event planners, wedding planners, DJs, event spaces, that is all very important. But I found the most success when I started to invest in advertising. That is where you're gonna see a lot of return. Now don't get me wrong, you're gonna get referrals, and word of mouth advertising is very powerful. But the majority of my events came through paid advertising. And that's all I have for you guys. If you're new in the photo booth business or you're struggling to get events, click the link in the description below and go and get my ebook Booked, where I'll show you everything that you need to know to start your photo booth business and the best ways to advertise to get more bookings. Again, if you're new in this business and are struggling to get events, click the link in the description below and kickstart your photo booth business. If that's not something that interests you, click here to see my 4 reasons why you need to start a photo booth business.